Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this beautiful Wednesday, August 19th. You can't ask for better weather than what we've been getting here lately. And I do appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you have a good time today. As Coach, I tell you, I've got Curt Jones here from South Central High School. Coach, I appreciate you being here.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you so much. And we're going to talk about all kinds of fun baseball stuff today as South Central gets started here in about a week, a little over a week, a little under a week, actually. When do you start?
Saturday. We're at home with Woodlawn.
This Saturday, yep. So they are getting going, and we're going to talk a little bit about how they're having to deal with the quarantining and all that kind of stuff and what all's going on. But we do appreciate you tuning. Also do a little preview of the National Trail Conference for this season. Again, it is Wednesday, August 19th. Appreciate you tuning in over in Salem on Channel 99, and over in, I believe up in Farino, you'd be on Channel 100, I think. You probably don't have it, do you?
I'm not sure. I don't live in.
You live in Kinmundy still, right?
Yes.
What's Wabash on in Kinmundy?
We don't have Wabash yet. We're still trying.
We're gonna get there, Curt.
I hope so.
I trust you. Trust me. We're gonna get there. But either Channel 100 or Channel 99, take your pick. What is going on around the area today? Actually, not a ton of items to tell you about going on today, but there are a few things going on today. As a matter of fact, right now up in Newton, it's at the Jasper County Health Department. They are having their monthly Children First class. I think it runs from 8 o'clock until noon each month. Class is limited to only 9 spots. Now, all attendees, if you're planning on going to that, you better bring and wear your own mask. So they are asking you to do that. If you are interested in or need more information, you can give them a call at 618-783-4154. They'll be able to give you all kinds more information for that. Also today, this is kind of an odd one, but on Highway 40, they are starting. It has starts today, runs through the 23rd, which I guess is Sunday. They are running historic National Road Yard Sale days from Baltimore to St. Louis along US 40, which is also known as the National Road. They'll have 824 miles of roadside treasure. This will be up and through, I guess it would go through T-Town and up that direction and that way. Then kind of veer back toward, 40 go through, is 40 the one that goes along the interstate, I-70?
I'm not
That's
sure.
37 for the most part.
37 does from
That's
down
57.
our direction.
I'm asking the tough questions early, ladies and gentlemen. Asking the tough questions early. But like I said, they're going to have the yard sales. There is a person in Indiana. She's the official headquarters of the historic National Road Yard Sale, which they started 17 years ago. So that's always a lot of fun. You can get involved with that. Today also presents several different celebrations. This is International Bow Day. Not the kind of bow you might be thinking of. This is not the bow and arrow. This is the bow that goes on your hair, the fashion accessory that has been changing fashions for centuries. Bows. During the 18th century, men primarily wore the bows. However, as fashion trends changed, women also began to wear the accessory too. They chose a variety of fabrics, styles, sizes to complement their wardrobe. And the International Bow Day history was founded in 2015 by a company called Claire's, and I presume they are a bow selling company, as they registered it and has been a national day since then. I need to register myself a day. I got to get myself a day registered for something. I like this next one though. This is also a National Soft Ice Cream Day on August 19th. Gives us a tasty way to cool off on a hot summer day. Whether you enjoy it in a bowl or in a cone, it's the easiest thing to do. After the pulling up Let's see. Where do I go here? Whether you enjoy it in a bowl or a cone, it is the easiest thing. Grab some soft serve and enjoy. In 1934, on Memorial Day weekend in Hartsdale, New York, Tom Carville had a flat tire. After pulling his ice cream truck into the parking lot, the businessman knew his product was melting. As vacationers drove by, Carville sold the softened ice cream to them. Surprisingly, they loved the softer stuff, and potential for a new dessert was not lost on the salesman. Instead of a roving ice cream truck, Carville could have a fixed location with soft ice cream. 2 years later, he opened the first ice cream store on the site where his truck broke down. And in the preceding years, he patented a super low temperature ice cream machine and created a secret formula for ice cream. Soft versus hard ice cream. How different are they? Well, while they're made with the same ingredients, soft ice cream has less milk fat, and it is also a little bit warmer. The soft ice cream machines keep a temperature of -6 degrees Celsius, while hard ice cream is kept at a temperature of -12. And while that may not seem like a big old difference, but it is. You can tell the difference. What's your favorite? Do you like the soft or the hard ice cream?
I like soft ice cream, and it has to be chocolate.
Really?
Yes.
You won't put up with vanilla ice cream with the chocolate sauce poured
I
over.
do that too, but
You got to have chocolate involved.
Yeah.
Got to have chocolate involved. I like it. I like that. I'm more of a hard ice cream guy. I'm the mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Homemade ice cream is probably the best.
Well, that is a guarantee. But who's going to make the homemade ice cream?
I don't know.
My wife will make me do it, but I'm lazy.
Well, so am I.
Just, you don't want to do that. What else is today? This is also National Aviation Day. National Aviation Day is celebrated on August 19th. It recognizes the pioneers of human flight, and including, of course, this was set on August 19th because that is Orville Wright's birthday, his date of birth back in 1860 something, or 1850, 18 something. How long ago? You were a teacher. How long ago did Orville Wright was he born?
I taught shop, not history.
That's fine.
Your own.
I thought I had it written down, but I don't. The first powered flight in a bicycle shop in Dayton, Ohio, two inventors eagerly began testing their ideas about flight. Orville and Wilbur Wright had studied Octave Chanut's 1894 Progress of Flying Machines, and the brothers set to work testing their designs first with gliders. Eventually, they sought to add an engine. They then are credited with inventing and building the world's first successful airplane and making the first controlled, powered, and sustained heavier than air human flight back on December 17th, 1803. So this is a nice day. And actually, last year at this time, I was myself at the Museum of Aviation and Flight at the Smithsonian in Washington. That was a lot of fun. You ever been there?
I have not.
I suggest you go. It's a good time. What else is on TV? What do you want to see on television today? I got to tell you, if you are looking for something to watch on TV, there are just a ton of sports going on today. You can watch a doubleheader in baseball. The Cardinals are playing the Cubs in a doubleheader, and it's kind of funky in that the Cubs are the home team for the first game. The Cardinals are going to be the home team for the second game. Game one starts at 1:20 today. That'll be on Fox Sports Midwest, Channel 630. Jack Flaherty versus Alex Mills, and that'll be followed by the Cubs versus the Cardinals, and that is going to be undecided. They haven't figured out who the starting pitchers are yet for that. NBA Game 2's a quadruple header. 4 games today, actually 3 of them on TV. There's a 4th one as well. The Utah Jazz play the Denver Nuggets at 3. The Boston Celtics host the Philadelphia 76ers at 5:30. And at 8, it's the Dallas Mavericks versus the LA Clippers. The Nuggets, Celtics, and Clippers are all in the lead in those series, 1-0. Horse racing going on today. America's Day at the Racing at Saratoga. Starts at 1 o'clock on Fox Sports 2, Channel 219. And finally, best of 7 games. There's 5, count them, 5 games on NBC Sports Network. Starting out at 11 a.m. The Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay's up 3-1. Followed by Carolina versus Boston. Bruins lead 3-1. Coyotes versus the Avalanche. Avalanche lead 3-1. Canadiens versus the Flyers. At this taping, the Flyers lead 2-1. And the Vancouver Canucks. Final game against, well, it's not the last game, but it's game 5 finally for the day. Vancouver Canucks versus the St. Louis Blues. That series is tied at 2, and that is at 9:30. And again, all those games on NBC Sports Network. Probably going to be able to catch that last game also on Fox Sports Midwest. So there you go. That is what is going on today. That is Curt Jones. I am Bruce Dickey. We are going to talk South Central baseball today, and we'll be right back to do that after this word on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back in a second.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch? Small Plus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Let's Curt Jones, now retired teacher from South Central High School, but he is still the baseball coach, and we're going to talk about a wide variety of stuff. Welcome to the show, Curt. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for coming on.
Yep, thank you for having me.
Tell me a little bit about, tell folks who may not, South Central, we've only had you guys on TV for about a year now, and there's probably some folks watching this in Albion or West Salem and say, who the heck is that guy? Who is Curt Jones? Or you're originally would have been a South Central guy, but you're originally a homeboy. You're a homeboy, aren't you?
I am. I still live in the house that I grew up in. And
oh, do you really?
I do. And my parents passed away. I ended up in our house, and I bought that. I just couldn't stand to see someone else living there, so I've been there for the past 25 years.
No kidding.
Graduated from Kinmundialma High School, which consolidated into make South Central. But yeah,
I hate to ask, but I'm forced to because I think we probably are pretty close to the same age. What year did you graduate?
76.
We are not quite the same age. You look like you're my age or a little bit. You look younger than me. You're a pup.
I don't feel like a pup.
Okay, so you graduated in 76. I presume you played high school baseball, and
I did.
Was baseball your main sport, or did you play basketball or anything else?
We were small. All we had was baseball and basketball. Basketball was, at that time, was really probably the major sport for us. And for me, baseball was kind of not a high priority then. It was all basketball, and in fact, I was going to I had a scholarship to play basketball in college initially, but I ended up changing and going to play.
Where were you going to go?
I was going to go to Greenville College.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
And
play for the I'm trying to remember that coach's name because my one of my best friends played for him in the 80s. The basketball coach at Greenville. What's his name?
I don't remember now. He left in that summer. He recruited me to come over. Then he left and was not going to be there. And
different guy then.
By chance, had a Legion coach down at Salem by the name of Harry Easley, and he turned me on to baseball and taught me things that I had no idea existed.
Is that right?
Flipped a switch, and I became a baseball guy because of him.
And all of a sudden, you became a baseball player, and then later on, whenever you made the connection with Coach Easley, is that when you decided that you wanted to go into teaching and coaching as well?
Not really that early. I just wanted to play.
Yeah.
And through him, it kind of lit a fire, and I went to Lincoln College, which is where he was at, and he was a good connection and knew the coach, and so it was kind of a last-minute deal, and I ended up there, played there a couple of years, and then moved on and played a couple more. So
Lincoln College up in that's in Lincoln, Illinois.
It's in Lincoln, Illinois.
Okay, and is that the same as Lincoln Christian College? Is that
no? It's two separate. It's
two separate
small
ones.
Private school, I guess.
Okay. NAIA, or did it even? I was trying to think. What was the distinction back in? Who would you have played? Eureka and that kind of.
No, we played Parkland and most of the schools. We traveled to St. Louis and played in some of the junior colleges down there.
So you were JUCO.
Yeah, we were JUCO school.
Okay,
yeah.
And then where'd you go after that?
I went to Northwest Missouri State. It's in Maryville, in Missouri. Played out there a couple of years.
Not the Maryville that's near St. Louis.
No, it's north of Kansas City. It's about 7-hour drive.
How did you get linked up with Northern Missouri State?
Well, actually, the coach that was there at the time is from Patoka, and he coached at Kinmundialma in '59 and '60, way back then, and he was a baseball guy, played a little minor league ball. He was actually friends with my parents when I was about 1 or 2 years old, so the link goes way, way back.
Yeah.
And him and my Lincoln College coach were buddies, and he recommended me to go out there, and so.
How has the recruiting changed since apparently back in the 1970s? It sounded like it was all if you knew somebody. or if your coach maybe knew somebody, the networking. Whereas now you've got different internets and stuff like that folks can get different scouting programs. And
Right.
How has has recruiting changed just immensely from say 1976 when you graduated high school to say 2020 whenever some of your players do?
Well, the technology's changed everything, so obviously that's changed the recruiting as well. It makes it a lot easier, I think, for the college coaches to see people, and it's a little easier for us to get names out to guys. And back then there was no technology, so
Yeah.
there was a lot of word of mouth and recommendations. They don't have the type of showcases and big events where college coaches can gather and watch a lot of kids at once. They didn't have that then, so. Yeah.
That's the always see with hearing you talk about that. It seems like back in those days you would run into the occasional tryout camps.
Right.
You'd have the tryouts for the Cardinals would invite 100 or 200 people.
Right.
Did you or did people ever go to those kind of things?
In my high school days, they always had one in Salem. It was Cincinnati Reds had
Yeah.
a tryout camp, and so all the area kids usually went to that. And
They don't do that anymore, do they?
not very many. It's more of a showcase thing. Some guys do still have, but they're usually by invitation when they
Yeah.
have those types of things. But it's still, I think they call them showcases now more than tryout camps. I think more than anything.
That's pretty cool. We're talking today with Curt Jones. He is the head coach of South Central High School. We're going to talk South Central baseball. We've got all kinds of stuff to talk about. We might even I might twist his arm and make him talk about Gary Gaetti. You'd tell Gary Gaetti stories, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I could tell some.
So, not a lot. Not all of them. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Be back with Curt Jones right after this.
I'm a bunch of wind. And just like your stomach after that strip mall sushi, I'm a bit unpredictable. Let's redecorate. What's the matter, Tanya? I thought you loved being spontaneous. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, I might break the bank too. So get Allstate.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. In Salem, call Brandy Drink Pool.
Get ahead of the game at Carter Athletic Academy, where the goal is to transform you into the best young athlete you can be. Train for top performance in football, volleyball, soccer, baseball, and softball. Professional private lessons and clinics are always available with Carter Athletic Academy's expert training staff. Carter's exclusive Hit Track system brings skill development as well as exciting gameplay to batting cages. Plus, the Academy is the perfect spot for your special event or celebration. The Carter Athletic Academy in Fairfield. Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching. Scheid Diesel Service Company is your anything diesel full-service center and fuel injection shop. Scheid Diesel offers the quickest turnaround times to get you back on the road. Scheid Diesel can service any diesel engine from agricultural, construction, heavy-duty truck, and automotive. Let Scheid rebuild your pump, injectors, or turbos. Need custom fuel lines? Scheid has you covered. With a drive-in service, they offer a variety of services including oil changes, engine rebuilds, DOT inspections, and DPF cleanings. For unmatched quality, think Scheid Diesel Service Company. Anything diesel.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Curt Jones is here. Curt, now you've been head coach at South Central for over 20 years now, haven't you?
Yes.
You graduated from college back in the early 80s. When did you make the switch, realize that you were going to play more and wanted to stay in baseball and coach it?
Actually, I played baseball for another 20 years.
Did you?
That. I quit playing in my early 40s. I had a team over in a league in Clinton County called the Clinton County League, and all the little towns over there we played a league every summer, and I just couldn't get enough of it, and I just played till probably way past when I should have. But
What'd you play?
Well, I played different. I pitched, played the outfield, some first base. Depends on kind of where we're needed. I played a lot of different positions. So.
But you started coaching before you turned 40, didn't you?
Yeah, I coached in the junior high age, and I started the coaching. I coached summer stuff. I've coached longer than 25 years.
Yeah.
At the high school level is about 24 or 5. So.
What was the impetus that made you decide you want to be a teacher and a coach?
Well, I didn't necessarily want to be a teacher. I was doing construction work, and it was right before school, about this time of year. Mm-hmm. And the big job I was working on was the construction company was headed to Hawaii, and I had 2 little kids about as tall as this table, and just built a new house. And I just thought, I'm not taking my family to Hawaii. And the superintendent drove in one night and said, we need a teacher in the areas that I went to school with. And
well, if you were in construction already.
Yeah. So
did you guys ever? I know that most schools have quit. Did you guys? And you were a shop teacher. Did you ever do building trades too?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you guys ever built houses.
We didn't do houses, but we did a lot of construction projects in the communities, and I had a bus license. My senior shop class was I guess we went out in the community and built things, and I know a lot of people in the area since I'm from there, and so I'd get a lot of requests, and I'd load them on a bus, and we'd go out and do things. So.
That'd be nice if folks get some free labor or something.
Yep, it was.
Well, yeah, other than probably had to provide lemonade or something at least. For the students.
Yeah, some people would make donations to help out, but I didn't never request it. A lot of the people I knew, I said, hey, it's a good deal for you, and the kids get to learn.
Kids
something.
get the experience.
Yeah, they do.
All right, what is the biggest joy for you from coaching baseball? Can you think of I would think whenever I talk to coaches, usually it is watching a kid improve from like a skinny 110-pound freshman to a 180-pound senior who can hit the ball. The improvement that you see. Is that one of the biggest things for you?
I think so. Whether it's the individual kid or whether it's an entire team, watching them progress as they go through high school, and sure, you want to win.
Yeah,
we've been fortunate.
You guys have been pretty successful.
Really good teams, but it's not all about the winning and losing. It's definitely about the kids. Watching them progress, and then when they're out of high school, how much they appreciate the things that we did, and hopefully I said a few right things that carried along with them, and it's nice when they come back sometimes and you hear those types of things.
This year's been or is going to be such a kind of an odd year, and already. Tell me a little bit about the kids' disappointment back in March, whenever the senior spring season was taken away.
I would think it would probably be more disappointing for the seniors to know, because they were so looking forward to that season, and every school experienced it. But for the seniors, I think it was harder. At least the younger kids knew, well, it's gone, but we still get to play next year, and and that type of thing. So it was really hard for my seniors. What a great group of young men, not just players in sports. They're great kids.
Who'd you lose from last year's squad?
We had Hunter Bront. He's actually going to get an opportunity to go play at Hamilton Range.
Oh, that's good.
I had Jamie Van Sock's son, Hayden.
Yeah.
Now that you've put me on the spot,
Andrew
Andrew Liebarger was another one, and Aaron Patton was the other one. He just turned his uniform in to me yesterday. He kept it for senior pictures, so that was my 4.
Well, now that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What do you find? I'm just asking general coaching questions. We'll get into the a little other stuff later. What do you find the easiest position to teach?
The easiest? Ooh.
What is
I don't know. They all have their own special.
What comes naturally to you? I guess pitching, probably, right?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I mean, there's a lot of things that can be taught at each position. I mean, that's probably, I focus more time on pitching, catchers, infield stuff, and there's a lot of things you can teach with outfield. But my number one thing is when you're out there, just the thing you have to do is catch the ball before it hits the ground.
Yeah.
If you can throw it, that's fine. If you can dive, and that's fine, but the number one thing, catch it before it hits the ground.
That's the thing. You see outfielders. Outfielders is kind of where, I mean, they put the kids who can't catch in right fielder. See, that's the old little league thing. And I was that kid. I was the kid out in right field. But a lot of times, and the outfielders, they're farther away from the action, so they're not paying as close of attention. Do you tell an outfielder, pay attention to your throw-in guy to see where to throw the ball? I mean, of course, there's the outfielders who know where to throw, know best. But as a rule of thumb, just pay attention to the second baseman where they're telling you to throw.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I would like for all my players to know the situation before it happens. Depending on runners. And
these are high school kids, Curt.
I don't still expect it. You don't always get it, but I would like for them to know where they're going to throw it if it comes to, and depending on the situation. But You're right, it doesn't always happen.
It doesn't catch people like me looking at butterflies or something. I tell you what, let's do. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk a little bit more about this year's team coming up, as well as players from the past, and also the kinds of precautions that the folks over at South Central are taking. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Back right after these. Do stick around. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local hand-cooked tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Welcome to Zinc Building Center. My dad and Ryan work here. They sell lumber, paint, doors, windows, plumbing, electrical, and much more. Oh yeah, they sell guns too. Zinc Building Center on Route 45 and Louisville. It's a cool place.
make sure the button's working. Morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Curt Jones is here. He is the coach of the South Central Cougars, the baseball squad, and they open their season on this Saturday. I notice you've got the wooden bat tournament as well coming up. Do you guys? How much of a difference to the kid does it make hitting with the wooden bats versus the metal bats?
Well, at the high school level, it makes a huge difference. It's, for one thing, it's not something that they practice a lot with.
Yeah.
I mean, some kids have their own bats and they'll hit, on their own with batting practice. I had kids last night that have their own bats and they'll take a round, with their wood bat. And
how often? Who provides the wooden bats whenever you guys play in those? I think this is at T-Town in a couple of weeks or something, right?
Well, we're not in that one, but we hold one in the spring.
You hold one, okay.
And we hold one in the spring, not in the fall.
Do you provide the wooden bats for everybody?
I do. Well, they have some of their own too, but
Okay.
it's really popular. Everybody likes doing that. It's fun.
Well, that's the thing. You get more. There is a difference between wood and aluminum bats. Aluminum bats have a little bit more pop, and you're going to get a little bit faster miles per hour off of the bat, launch angle, and all the new terminology and stuff like that. Whereas what you guys used to call launch angle,
we didn't have a term.
Well, he really hit that hard.
A lot of the new stuff I haven't really followed as far as some of that stuff. I think there's maybe some different definitions of launch angle.
There are. I suspect there are. What are the before we get into the team? If folks, you get a good following over there at those South Central home games. When folks come to those games this year, what are they going to see different from what they may be used to? I mean, can they? Can the kids be in the dugout?
Oh, okay.
Can the audiences be there? What's that all about?
Yeah, I mean, at our school, if the kids are in the dugout all together, they have to have a mask on at all times. That's really about the only place. I mean, if they're out playing, they're fine.
Yeah.
We have to rope off a 30-foot perimeter around our dugouts. The fans and parents, mostly the parents, can't come to the dugout while I'm standing at third base. So that's not all a bad thing.
I was off camera, so that's why I was sitting there giggling to myself. But I couldn't keep it in. Yeah, it's not always a bad thing keeping the parents away from the dugout, is it? The parents and fans.
They like to sneak in there once in a while and
see if little Johnny needs a drink.
Yeah, needs a drink or might need some advice, And
do you still have? You've been doing this for 25 years. Do you still have people bringing advice into their children in the dugout during a game or something? You surely don't.
Not into the dugout, but you sure hear a lot of advice from a short distance.
Yeah.
They don't go into the dugout.
Yeah.
They're not allowed in there, but we have open dugouts, and so
yeah,
sometimes they'll sneak around there and might chew on them a little or offer some advice, and I'm not in favor of that, but they're quick about it. So.
Well, that's fine. I didn't intend to get to the parents. Okay, so when the parents are there, they have to be. You've got the 30-foot roped off. How about the bleachers? It's kind of a compact setup at South Central. You've got the one set, and then this middle set. Are the bleachers going to be open to everybody, or how's that work? Do we know?
Yeah, and we have a lot of areas, especially on the visitor side, where people bring lawn chairs and they can spread out down that left field line, so they're not as packed.
It's not like a Major League Baseball game.
No, it's nothing like that. And we're going to have signs up, to please do the social distancing guidelines and
stay safe.
Stay safe. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. That's the main. Okay, tell me a little bit about this year's squad. Last year you missed out on the second half of the season, but you had a solid first half. It was that National Trail Conference last year. It was loaded. There were a lot of really good teams in that, weren't there?
Yeah, there is a lot of good pitching. Each team had at least one legit pitcher, so you had to play well every time out. This year, hopefully some of them pitchers are gone. I mean, I know some of them are. It seems like that National Trail's tough. That's competitive.
That'd be a little easier on you if some of those pitchers were out.
It would be. But that's, we were thrilled to get into that conference because it's, for many years it's been very competitive, and that's what we're after I'm glad we accepted it.
You know, that's the other thing. Now that you mentioned the conference setup, with that South Central formerly being in the MTC in the Midland Trails, the level of play occasionally varied probably a little bit more than it does in the National Trail, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Longer drives too.
Yeah, a little bit. And there's the Midland Trail looks totally different now than it did in my early days of coaching. I mean, Dietrich's in the NTC now, so is North Clay.
Yeah,
they were in it.
Yeah.
Some teams from the South is now part of the MTC. They play their conference schedule now in the spring.
Yeah, Wayne City and Woodlawn and Waltonville and Grayville from the Mid-South all came in.
Yep. And so it looks totally different. So we're happy where we're at.
Who's coming back to this year's squad that you're really looking forward to coaching this fall?
Well, we have 5 seniors. 3 of them, one of them, Chase Dotson's actually started since he's a freshman. And
is that right?
Yep. Sebastian Calgary's our catcher. We have a Reuben kid that's got some experience. We've got some juniors coming. We only got 3 juniors, and 2 of those just recently moved into our districts and our baseball players, so that doesn't happen very often.
No.
We're glad to accept them, and they're left-handed pitchers, which I haven't had a left-handed pitcher.
Wait a second. They're both left-handed pitchers, or just one? You get 2 juniors move in who can both throw left-handed.
That's right. That never happens. But
I was going to say that's a 1 in a million shot.
Yeah, I mean, usually the new guy comes in and wants to play baseball and looks like he's never played. But we're fortunate this year that this happens.
Where'd they come from?
One was from Patoka and one was from Centralia. And really, we've had a travel team for that age group, the sophomore and junior age group, and they've played together since they were 9 or 10 years old. Had a lot of success, and these 2 kids came from that. And
that's fascinating that you get 2 left-handed pitchers move in at the same time. That's all right. Yeah. That's the thing. Folks may not realize how much of a difference is it to the hitter, just for the layman. Somebody who comes in, they're both throwing, say, 85 miles an hour, 80. They're throwing a little bit of heat at the high school level. If somebody's coming in right-hander 85 miles an hour versus the left-hander 85 miles an hour, how much difference is that going to make to a hitter? Left-handers, people are just not used to seeing them, are they?
Well, no, not at all. There's just not that many of them. I mean, technically in the big leagues, it's those, they're looking for those kind of matchups.
Yeah.
But in high school, there's just not that many, so you just don't see them that often. The left-handed batter really freak out on left-handed hitters for the most part,
because they're not used to seeing an arm come like right at them as opposed. They're used to seeing something coming across, aren't they?
Right. It's more of a comfort thing, just because they don't see it that many.
And the comfort and the comfort of the hitter makes a heck of a lot of difference to whether they're going to get a good swing or not, doesn't it?
Yeah, 85-mile-an-hour lefty in high school, that's not comfortable for anybody.
No.
I don't care if you're a right-handed hitter.
No, I suspect not. I suspect that makes a ton of sense. Okay, so you've got those juniors coming in. How about sophomores? Didn't you have some freshmen start last year?
Yeah, we did. We had about 8 sophomores.
Good class.
It's, for our school, that's a pretty good sized class, and I expect at some point all of them will get some varsity experience. But 3 of them played last year a lot as freshmen out of need, and they're very athletic and have a ton of experience. With this travel team playing all over the Midwest, so they have a ton of experience, and so they're going to.
There didn't used to be 15, 20 years ago. The level of travel team participation that you see these days, was there? Do you
not at all.
Do you see, is it improved? The level of player is quite improved probably from a few years ago, don't you think, because of that?
I mean, I think so, just because of the level of competition that they're playing against. I mean, some of the maybe lesser players get kind of left behind, which is unfortunate, and hopefully some of the recreational leagues will provide for them. But it used to be just the recreational leagues, and that's where you played. That was about your only option.
Yeah. You were done by 8th grade unless you were playing maybe some Legion ball,
right,
or something like that. Talking today with Curt Jones. We're going to wrap things up here a little bit. We're going to tell some stories. We're going to figure out. We might ask who some of the best players Curt's seen, and talk a little bit about that. You're watching Big Talk. We've probably talked about the NTC a little bit too. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back in just a sec. Stick around.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brand. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
When it comes to your banking, you have as many options as colors in the crayon box. That's why you can bank your way at Teutopolis State Bank. What works best for you may be different from what works best for your neighbor. Teutopolis State Bank is built to serve all your banking needs, whether it's online banking, mobile check deposit, text banking, or just stopping in to see them at one of their 3 convenient locations. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender, it's Teutopolis State Bank. Banking made personal since 1913.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Are you tired of searching high and low in those big chain stores to find what you need and deserve some royal treatment? Come to the King, Rural King in Salem. The friendly folks at Rural King will never leave you searching for those hard to find items on your list. Farm, home, sporting, automotive, and clothing. Oh, and did I mention we also have everything else, along with all of the quality brands that you deserve. Salem Rural King is a proud retailer of the steel product line. Your searching is over when you know the King, Rural King in Salem.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Welcome back, folks. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Curt Jones is here. He's the head coach at South Central High School. He's been the head coach for well over 20 years. And you always, whenever I get coaches on here, I get the opportunity to ask them, who's the best player you ever saw, either played against or coached against? I have a pretty good idea who it is with you.
There's been a lot of them, but we were talking about Gary Gaetti earlier.
Yeah. You played with Gary Gaetti.
Played against him in high school and Legion, played with him in college. Went to a few of his games, when he was playing professionally. And
were you still playing at the same park there along Route 37? Is that where your Legion team played, or in high school high school team?
Actually, I played Legion in Salem, but our high school team played there. There's a field there in Alma. We played one of my earlier years of high school. We played there. Then we moved to Kinmundy and played there. But
well, I guess the reason I ask is I'm trying to decide. I'm wondering if Gary Gaetti ever played there, on in the Ken Mundy
He
field.
did. It was our junior year regional championship. We only had the one class, obviously. Instead of didn't even have two classes. So
and baseball didn't go to two classes until several years after basketball.
Years after that, so we did play him in that championship game and took him extra innings. We lost, but I remember him because I couldn't get him out. A funny story. For me that was a big deal. Those guys drove up in their
the big
Greyhound bus.
Yeah, the big bus.
And they got off, and our field had not been. I mean, it was really old and tattered then. We hadn't started working on it. And they were like laughing at us and making fun of us and all this stuff. And so we took him to extra innings. But anyway, it was a big memory for me. He came up and borrowed a pitching machine for his new facility down there for a thing that they were doing. He came to the field, and I said, "Do you remember this field?" And he could not.
Oh, no kidding.
I brought up that game. He goes, "No, I really don't remember that game." And I said, "Well, I do." So, I mean, he's had a lot of baseball experiences, so that one doesn't stick in his head.
I suspect. He has gone on to a few other baseball experiences. Yeah. But the reason I ask that is because I always wonder if anybody's how many folks have poked it out and maybe toward the railroad track or something.
Well, Sean Garrett used to do that
regularly,
pretty regular. Yeah, there's been some opposing players have hit him out there, but Sean was hitting them not into the trees,
over the trees,
tops of the trees. So yeah.
Boy, that's a shot.
Yeah.
Who are some of the best teams you think as a coach that the best players that you might have had coached against? I mean, you can sit here and make a laundry list of the coaches in other schools.
I mean, I don't know.
Who did you hate to see?
They were usually pitchers. There was a Hecht kid from St. Anthony. Man, he was wicked.
Yeah.
He threw well from the outfield. We didn't see him a lot in pitching, and he was just a little wild, which made it even scarier. We played him under the lights in the conference championship game in a tournament up at St. Elmo, and it was a night game, and he's throwing 91, 92. And
wait a second, in high school?
Yes, they had it. There was a couple scouts there. They had him clocked at that under the lights against my high school team. We lost that game 3-2.
Wow!
But that was just impossible. To see that kind of velocity.
That seems almost unfair.
It was unfair.
But you had a couple of kids, you coached a couple of kids who probably other team thought was unfair.
Well, they did.
A few kids.
Tanner Bushy was one that graduated in 2009. He drafted by Houston and played, I think, 5 years. But he was a 90-mile-an-hour guy, and his curveball was ridiculous. I mean, he would strike out 16 to 18 of the 21 outs a game, so that made coaching pretty easy.
Yeah, that works.
Score a couple runs, and
yeah,
so you could just kind of sit back and hope he scored a couple runs, and he.
When you have somebody, when you coach a player that is being scouted at that level, I mean, because you're having to deal with probably colleges and pro scouts the same way. How do you, or what's the what is that process like? Will colleges call you all the time and ask you if you think he'll sign, or with baseball it's such a tricky business whether they're going to actually sign getting drafted or whether they'll go with a college. What's that situation like?
It's pretty crazy. Even in Tanner's case, there were scouts everywhere. And every time he'd throw a pitch, there'd be 15 guns going up to miles per hour, and each time there would be somebody higher up the ladder would show up, and he was a second-round pick, and there was college guys there, and he had committed to Wabash Valley. He went there, but anyway, he wished he would have taken a year or two of college, because the highest level he played was our Class A baseball at South Central, and jumped right into the professional ranks. And looking back, I think.
Let's jumping from the shallow end to the deepest part of the ocean.
To the professional type thing, and I mean, I think he did well when he wasn't injured, but I think he, looking back, could have done went to John A. Logan and had a couple of years.
There were some of the other players that over the years that you have just been like some of the best players you've played with or coached with. You mentioned Mr. Bashan, but
Sean Garrett was in 97. He played professionally with the Padres for, 12 or 13 years.
Yeah, I remember that.
Spencer Patton, who's still playing. He was in 06. He's a pitcher. And
Who's he with now?
he plays in Japan, and it's the I forgot the name of the team, but I see
Nippon Ham Fighters.
whatever. Yeah, make one up. But I do get to see some stuff occasionally. But it's hard to go on and find information about him. His brother, huge fan of him, obviously. So
Sure.
he posts some things on Facebook sometimes, and I get to see a few clips. So.
Having gone to a school that hasn't had a larger school, and being familiar with a larger school from South Central, do you realize, or what makes a school like South Central able to draw that kind of talent or create that kind of talent? Is it all genetics? Is coaching a part of it? Is the Little League system? How does this foster that kind of success? And can you replicate that?
You know, I made a professional player, a kid that gets drafted in the second round, and another one who's still playing, and had 3 kids that went on to play professionally.
Yeah.
I mean, you would like to think that you helped them in some way, but they get drafted because they got a ridiculous arm, or they got a ridiculous bat. They have something that really, really stands out, and
because God reached down and pointed at that arm.
It is, and you just can't develop professional players. You might assist them in some way, and hopefully, somewhere along the line, you might have done that. But I take no credit. I'm not their parents. I just had nothing to do with.
Yeah, they just showed up.
They just showed up. So
they showed up. So maybe we're saying then, Curt, half the battle is you don't screw it up.
Well, yeah, I guess so. And I think you're right.
Maybe. Well, that makes some sense. All right. Before we got about a minute or so, we started mentioning how tough the National Trail Conference is. Who do you get an opportunity to scout? I mean, in football, these guys look at tapes all the time, and they're figuring. And basketball, they do the same thing. Do the high school baseball? Do you guys get to scout the other teams, or is it just something you kind of eye when they're there?
I think it's pretty much maybe hearing from other coaches occasionally, and a little bit from what you've seen in the past. But with basketball and baseball, they video every single game, and now that you guys are doing some video, I mean, I've looked back at some of your games to get a little idea to see some things, and that's very helpful to see the visual part of it.
Well, we'd like to help.
So yeah, thanks for the help.
Who's going to be good this year? Who won last year? I was trying to see that. It's so, the National Trail is so different in that they focus. The focus in the National Trail has always been in the fall for the conference season, as opposed to everybody else. It's in the spring for regionals and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That is terrifically unique. You understand, I guess, right?
Yeah, it is. There's very few fall baseball things going on. Just our little area.
Why is it just our little area? Because
I don't know.
Why didn't you guys start a football team like 30, 50, 100 years ago?
I just think we're just all such very, very small schools. It's an expensive thing to do, and it's just not a tradition. And
well, that makes sense, I guess. That's fascinating. Who's going to win?
Well, I don't know who's going to win. I'd like for it to be us, but St. Anthony's good every year.
First game, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for a chance to get out and watch fun baseball, we'll have them on TV here several times over this fall. But if you've been cooped up, come out and watch the Cougars play on this Saturday, right?
Yep.
What time Saturday?
5 o'clock, doubleheader at home.
5 o'clock doubleheader at home. So that sounds like a plan. Hey, Curt, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And best of luck over the course of this spring season and the rest of the way, okay?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Curt. Hey, folks, thanks very much for watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.